It's an inherent nature of human beings to push the limits, to search for new things and explore beyond the horizon. From the moment we first looked up at the stars, humanity has been driven by irresistible urge and curiosity to explore the universe further. A lot of questions arise in human minds like, what if there is something bigger that exists in this universe that we don't know about? From the first steps out of Africa to the first steps on the moon, every great step forward has been driven by this spirit, by this question, and by this curiosity. But in the present times, we stand on the edge of a new frontier. Yes, you guessed it right. Mars. But let's be honest. Humanity's real drive isn't only about exploration. It's about survival. Earth, as beautiful and as aesthetic it is limited. One asteroid, one environmental catastrophe, or one huge unwelcomed crisis could change everything for human beings. And on top of that, population is increasing by an ever-increasing rate, which is an alarming situation. It's time to think out of box. Look for new options for newer generations to survive. The bottom line is, if we want to ensure the future of our species, we can't afford to be bound to Earth only. This is the reality today, and we have to accept it. Rather than moving away from it, the sooner we embrace the reality, the sooner we take control of our destiny among the stars. There's one guy who is working and giving his all to make Mars inhabitable, the name we all are aware of, Elon Musk. Through SpaceX, he's pushing every boundary, from space travel to trying to make Mars survivable. But the most important is that his vision isn't just about putting a flag on another planet. It's about creating a self-sustaining human civilization on Mars, which makes way for a new era for human beings. The idea might seem impossible right now, but all the ideas which were made possible once sounded impossible. Musk's main goal is not to make humanity just survive, but thrive across multiple worlds. A self-sustaining Mars colony would push the limits of technology and energy. Musk's vision is bold and multifaceted that blends survival, expansion, inspiration, resource utilization, and technological progress. All those purposes all together. He wants to make a world where humans aren't just visitors of Mars and space. He wants them to belong there forever. He is refusing to accept limited life and encouraging the world to dream big. In the words of Elon Musk, I think we should be trying to make life multi-planetary. I think Mars is the next great step for humanity. I don't think we should be complacent, and we should be thinking ahead. If you want to learn about historical perspective of space exploration, Elon Musk's vision, the roles of SpaceX in making Mars inhabitable in future, and challenges of colonizing Mars, you're in the right place. This video will specifically explore all those topics in precise detail. Let's dive in. Let's talk about the space race in the 1950s and 1960s. The era of space exploration first began in 1957 when Sputnik 1 was launched by Soviet Union, making it the first official artificial satellite, and that was the start of something big. This step started a space race between Soviet Union and United States, which defined a new era of human progress. It was just a competition. It was about proving that it's 100% possible for human beings to break free from Earth's limits. Let's flash forward to July 20th, 1969. The world held its breath as Neil Armstrong became the first person to step on the moon, uttering the famous words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." That day was one of the most important days in the world's history. The Apollo 11 mission wasn't just about reaching and landing on the moon. It was about showing the world that human beings are limitless. They can turn the impossible into reality only if they're courageous enough. The post-Apollo era was a transition period in the pursuit of space exploration. The focus shifted from manned space exploration efforts to unmanned space probes like Viking missions to Mars. Viking landing on Mars wasn't just about machines. It was about the enormous curiosity that came within human minds. Engineers, scientists, and visionaries refused to stop making space exploration efforts. Every probe, every satellite that was sent to the universe carried a million hopes for those who dreamed big. Then came a new era of space exploration, when visionaries dared to challenge the powerful status quo. Companies like SpaceX emerged with a dream not just to reach space, but to make it more accessible, affordable, and sustainable. That shift in the approach and targets was major breakthrough, which helped humans to look beyond the limits of just going into space, making humans belong to space. SpaceX's main goal was to make space travel cheap and accessible to everyone. They developed reusable rockets, launched commercial astronauts, and focused their eyes on a dream, making life self-sustaining on Mars. SpaceX's goals weren't ordinary. They dared the most and innovated the most. Elon Musk has continuously warned us that humanity cannot afford to live in one planet forever. Earth can be extremely fragile at times, as history has given us multiple examples, like effects of asteroids, supervolcanoes, the ever-changing climate, and the ultimate warning: nuclear war. Waiting until a disaster strikes is not what highly educated and the most visionary people would do. The risk isn't trying and failing. The greatest risk and most coward action would be taking no action at all. Musk's vision is not about abandoning Earth, but about ensuring that no single disaster can end everything we've built for millions of years. Making life possible on Mars will be one of the biggest achievements of the human beings. It would be a statement that if you dare to dream big, it's possible you reach there if you make the right efforts. Musk believes that for long-term survival, becoming a multi-planetary species is not an option. It's a necessary step, which has to be taken as soon as possible and with as much enthusiasm and resources as possible. Musk believes that reaching Mars is the best insurance policy against extinction. And he's right. Can you doubt him on this? No, you can't. His vision is about protecting the future of future generations and making way for them to be the explorers of cosmos. While we are on the topic, let's discuss about the Musk's vision for technological advancements. Musk believes that exploring and colonizing Mars will drive advancements in various fields, including energy, transportation, and materials science. Attaining efficient resources, clean energy, and advancements in robotics will prove to be building blocks of a better and more courageous future. One of the biggest forward steps that has been taken so far is the development of reusable rockets by SpaceX Starship. In the past, space travel used to be very unsustainable and costly. It was more like throwing away an airplane in the space after a single flight. However, the SpaceX reusable rockets cut costs, increase launch frequency, and bring Mars within reach with much ease and effectiveness. Just as the age of exploration sent ships across vast, uncharted oceans, the journey to Mars will push us beyond our comfort zones and will encourage us to work consistently for making the dream of self-sustainable life a reality. In fact, Mars won't just be the another planet we visit. It will be the driving force behind the next era of space exploration and innovation. Colonizing Mars is full of challenges, from life support like oxygen production, food and water, health risks, to financial challenges. Let's talk about life support and sustainability. To survive on Mars, we need to build everything from scratch. Oxygen, food, water, requirements for all necessities of life must be met. SpaceX plans to use in situ resource utilization, extracting water from Martian soil, producing oxygen from the planet's atmosphere, and growing food in controlled environments. This is one of the first challenges which must be overcome at every cost. Because without oxygen, food and water, it is impossible to carry on this mission. The second challenge we will face while colonizing Mars is protecting the human body. Health, as we know, is the most important thing for all human beings. Doesn't matter if it's Earth, Mars, or any other planet. Human body was originally made to survive on Earth. So it is going to need enormous efforts to make human body live on other planet like Mars. To keep Mars inhabitants healthy, SpaceX and experts from around the world are developing high-quality shielding, artificial gravity ideas, and medical treatments. Moving on to the financial challenges, as we know self-sustainable life on Mars will prove to be highly cost-effective. To achieve big dreams, we must realize the cost of them, but they will be worth it at the end. Elon Musk's strategy is simple. Drive costs down through reusability, mass production, and consistent innovation to find ways to make everything cheaper. It is going to be, without a doubt, an extremely challenging and financially difficult path. But why not if we can? Now the question arises, why do Musk and other innovators consider Mars to be next possible destination of human civilization and not the other planets? Well, its answer can be given by comparing Mars to Earth and understanding the similarities between the two. Despite harsh environment, Mars is the closest to Earth's conditions than any other planet in solar system. One day on Mars is only 40 minutes longer as compared to Earth. Hence, it will be much easier for humans to adapt to Mars conditions. It has seasons, polar ice caps, and evidence of ancient rivers and lakes. Well, the bottom line is, Mars is the best candidate among all other planets to make it survival and sustainable for mankind. Although right now, it might seem to be an almost impossible task, but by making right strategies, right decisions, and focusing on innovation, just like all other big ideas which once seemed impossible, this idea can be turned into reality someday, and that day is not long ahead. With the ever-increasing population, it is very much possible that Earth's space will soon prove to be limited. Now is the time to think about future generations, the future of space exploration and taking the biggest risks and tough decisions. Elon Musk has proved himself as one of the greatest innovators in the world so far, and he's making impeccable efforts to turn the dreams of billions into a reality. Musk's vision about SpaceX is not limited to Earth. He wants to give humanity its biggest gift, making them live on Mars. However, all the challenges must be dealt with and met with perfect mastery and cost-effectiveness strategies. In the words of Elon Musk, when something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor.